All day long, my team and I get messages from residential agents all over the country and the world who say, Henry, I want to know just a little bit more about commercial real estate so I can possibly do my own deal and I don't just have to keep referring these deals or maybe not even get paid on the deal at all. I wanted to make this video for those of you watching who are in the residential business who are possibly considering getting into the commercial world and or want to learn how to capitalize while staying a residential agent. Let's dive right into the video. So one thing I wanted to mention before we even dive into this video is that anyone around the country where if you're a residential agent or commercial agent and you have an off-market commercial property that you'd like me to know about so I can present it to my clientele and for my business partners that I buy deals with all over the country, make sure you go into the description down below where it says if you have great deals and schedule a call with my team and I and see if that deal might make sense for one of our investors. This way we can help you get paid and make as much money as possible from the opportunities that you find. So point number one is becoming a dynamic realtor. Being a dynamic realtor means that you can handle not only all the types of residential transactions that come your way, but also all the commercial transactions that come your way. But I want to specify that it's totally okay for you not to have all the answers right off the bat. But it's knowing that, like, hey, most people, when they go from residential to commercial, don't just go from 100% prospecting in residential to 100% prospecting in commercial, and then they just quit residential cold turkey. Like, that just doesn't happen. Like, in my career, I had a lot of investors that I worked with, and they all kept saying to me, hey, I was looking for a commercial property. So I would spend, at first, 10-20% of my time commercial prospecting, and then 80% of my time in residential. And then it became 50-50, and then it became 80-20, and then eventually I just don't prospect for residential deals anymore because I don't need to. And I just don't really want to, actually. Right? Like, I have my team set up and they're just going to handle everything. So the reason why I say this is that becoming a dynamic realtor doesn't happen on a dime, but what it does happen is it happens over time. Prospecting from one to the other is a gradual process. It's not done immediately. You're not going to quit residential prospecting cold turkey because you don't want to stop the flow of business you got going on. Because especially if you're doing 10 or 20, 30 residential deals a year and you're like, oh, I want to start selling commercial real estate. You're not going to just be like, all right, I'm done prospecting for residential deals. I'm going to slowly be maybe one day a week I'll prospect for commercial, and then maybe 2 days a week, and then maybe 3, and then maybe an hour or 2 during one day, and then a few hours I'll do residential, a few hours I'll do commercial. You want to kind of blend it, right, a little bit at a time, and then kind of see how the deals are going, because commercial deals typically can take 60, 90, 120 days or longer to close. So they can take a lot longer than a residential deal. So if you do not have a full pipeline, it's probably not a smart idea just to quit residential cold turkey. First thing to talk about is becoming a dynamic realtor and taking the time to slowly transition into the prospecting game. As someone who was a residential agent for many years, and even someone who sold over 100 homes per year and not a lot of commercial properties at that time, I want to stress to you this: commercial properties are not that difficult to understand. However, they are completely different than the residential world. The residential game is played differently than the commercial game. And if you don't play it the way that it's meant to be played, you're not gonna do well. In this video, I wanna talk about how you can play the commercial game as a residential agent. The commercial world is all about controlling the buyer pool and then prospecting for seller leads that the buyers are looking to buy. Now let me explain how this works. Typically in the residential game, you're gonna be prospecting for listings all day long, and we really don't wanna be working with that many buyers. At least we don't wanna be prospecting for buyers, right? And especially in this economy. In the commercial world, again, you're gonna be prospecting for sellers. However, you should be prospecting for sellers and the property types that buyers are specifically looking for. So if you happen to have a buyer who's an investor and they're saying, listen, I'm looking for multifamily, something like 5 or 10 units, very simple, and you're prospecting for a commercial deal and you're looking on the MLS, you don't see anything, and you want to start prospecting, it's important to realize that you shouldn't just be prospecting any type of commercial property. You want to be prospecting for specifically what type of asset class and the price point your buyer is looking for. Because if they say to you, listen, I'm looking for a commercial property, you want to get clear. Like, do you want a multifamily? Do you have experience in retail? Do you have experience in industrial? Do you have any experience when it comes to office? Like, what are you specifically looking for? And then prospect for that specific type of asset class. So instead, in the residential world, you'll see that most people, when they have a buyer, they're just gonna look on the MLS, and if it's not on the MLS, then they're not gonna do anything. However, the commercial mentality is saying, hey, I got a buyer, let me prospect for the exact type of property that they're looking for. Because most of the time, anything that's on LoopNet or on CoStar is typically a terrible deal. Because that just means typically that the commercial agent that was controlling that deal couldn't sell it to their buyers because it was probably overpriced. Because most of the time, If a commercial agent has a great deal off market, they're probably going to sell it directly to one of their buyers, and it's never going to even hit the market. So just know that there's a little bit of a different nuance here, which is if you have a buyer that's looking for a specific product, that's how you should be focusing on your prospecting. Now, another thing you can think about doing is that anytime you get a commercial property as a residential realtor, is you can refer out that deal to a professional commercial realtor near you, where you can start getting great referral fees on bigger commission deals. So the average commission deal that we have is several $100,000 per deal that we're working on right now. So what happens is that if you're doing deals, let's say where your average commission check is 10 grand and my average commission check is 200, what happens is that if you come across a commercial property and you have no idea how to do the deal, you could refer to the deal to somebody like myself and make a referral fee on a much larger deal. However, if you happen to find a commercial deal where that commission check might be 200 grand, and even if you only got a 25% referral fee, that's still $50,000. So one thing I'd recommend more than anything, if you're gonna take anything away, and maybe you're not gonna do commercial deals, at least find a commercial agent in your area, such as myself, that you can refer the deals to so you can continuously make referral checks. I do the same thing now with my team on the residential side because I built that up where I can refer those deals out because I want to focus on commercial. However, it's very simple because we have several partnerships with residential teams all over the state of New Jersey and all over the country where they refer us their commercial deals and we handle the process and take the deal to closing where they don't have to think about anything and they have entrusted us with a fantastic opportunity where both of us can make good money. Just keep in mind that you can find a great commercial agent anywhere in the country and or myself where you can refer great deals and make a commission. The next point I want to be making here is that regardless if you capture that lead or not, or that deal or not, they're probably going to sell that property. So someone is going to collect a paycheck. It just might not be you. And I want to stop that right here and now. So if anytime someone comes up to you and says, hey, I want to sell my commercial property, or you come across a great off-market commercial deal where you are direct to seller, it's important that you can capitalize on that deal by doing one of a few things like we've discussed. Working with a possible partner on that deal who's a local commercial agent, such as myself, where you could be working through that deal and become a partner in the transaction, or at least refer out the transaction, because the worst thing you can do is say, listen, I don't handle commercial deals, thanks. You want to be able to at least get a commission referral fee on each and every single deal because someone is going to close on that deal and you want to make sure that you're a part of it. What we want to talk about last but not least is just capitalizing on every single opportunity. The commercial world has changed my life in more ways than I can ever explain to you. The residential world was a great starting place for me, but I knew there was something more. So if you feel the same exact way where you're like, listen, the residential game is okay, but I want something more out of my life. I want to be earning not only 100 grand a year, but I want to earn several hundred grand, or I want to earn my first million or more, and I know commercial real estate is where it's at. Just know the following. It's okay to take your time and slowly transition, but do not go about this process alone. And if you have any questions about how you can take this transition seriously to make sure you can capitalize on every opportunity that comes your way without missing a beat or dropping anything that's going on, make sure you reach out to my team down in the description down below because we want to be able to support you in your business. So listen guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Short and sweet, but I wanted to make it straight to the point as you know I do. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care everyone. If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious. Why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission is to support as many realtors as possible, build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can seem like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.